I'm going to explain to you guys 3 reasons why you should outsource your IT support to a professional consulting firm. Starting with access to highly skilled personnel. One of the key things about having a business is you tend to bring on the kind of people that you really need on a day-to-day basis, whether that be your bookkeeper, that could be your salespeople, it could be the people who actually do the work that you actually want to do. IT is one of those things where you don't always need the right person there all the time. As you get larger, yes you do. So when you're smaller and you're growing, one of the benefits of outsourcing your IT is to hire a firm that actually has people who are in the field all the time, always dealing with issues, and are always sort of fully abreast of what's really going on in the world, whether it be current viruses, new technologies, how to get things done, whatever that may be. Another example is, for a consultant like myself, we often have smartphones. So just like a client called me a second ago, probably because I kicked her out of the server right now, she's going to call me again in a few seconds. I have the ability to connect to many of my clients' servers at any time. So if we need to get something done, need to terminate somebody, want to make sure they don't corrupt your data network or lock up their accounts or steal information, I can do that right away.
Password reset?
Password reset, which is a very common request. So I'm going to make sure I get out of there before I stay in too long and ignore the next call that comes in. So having an IT consulting firm, you actually have access to people who are usually up to date with their training through Microsoft, through Cisco, to a lot of the security products that are out there in the world. We tend to really go into a lot of seminars and just stay up to date. Not only is it good for us, but we tend to be geeks as well. I've been doing this for 20 years because I'm geeky. I love doing what I love to do, and I love to be out there servicing my customers and helping them accomplish their goals, whether that is to expand the email system and find a new way to communicate that's more efficient, or if it's a way to find a way to service their clients more efficiently or even quickly, whether that means investigating into a new system or just finding out a way to process the calls accordingly. So those are 2 reasons why access to highly skilled people has its own value. The next is to save your company money. To hire someone in-house, you can go cheap. You can say, all right, without getting into numbers, if you go on the low end, you can hire somebody, but then that can actually cost you money later. Because if they don't know what they're doing, and you need them to do something, they're either going to take forever to do it, spend a lot of your money in areas that you don't really need to be spending money, or just simply won't get it done. And as anyone knows, if you've ever been in a company, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And if you're trying to grow your company and you need to get your email system up and running, and your tech person can't do that, and everyone's like, I need access to email. When I'm in the field, I need to know my messages have been read, I need to get access to my folders, I need that now. And your salespeople can be losing sales if they can't get those kind of things done. So when you have an in-house person who can't get that done, it's going to cost you money. The other reason is, if you can spend, say, $50,000 on somebody, you got to get them a desk, you got to get them an office, you got to get them equipment. You might want to invest in some training if you want them to be as good as those in the field. That can be their salary plus 50% when you count in insurances and all those other things. Not to mention, geeks tend to browse the internet, and you never know what kind of lawsuits you can get when people looking at the wrong stuff on their computers, or just wasting time. So the ability to cut those risks and have someone who can do that for you, especially if you can do it remotely, or even do it coming in 2-3 times a week to get your tasks done, knock them out, that saves you a lot of money. You can go from spending $75,000 a year to saying $20,000 a year and still get the same level of support, if not better. Lastly, it allows you to focus on your core business. Let's just say you're a doctor's office, which are many of my clients are doctors or medical professionals. You don't need to be worried about the computer acting up, access to your files. Why is this thing blinking? Why is it not coming up? There's nothing worse than having your employees getting up and walking away from the computer because this thing isn't working. So something I do with most of my clients is a downtime analysis. If someone were to take a 15-minute break every time the computer were to act up, say, you know what, I gotta go get a coffee, I get a bagel. For one, they can go to someone else, and now that downtime becomes contagious. Hey, what you over there doing? Man, did you see the Laker game last night? Now we have two people who are no longer working. So now that goes, yeah, there it is. Sorry about that. Now you go from 15 minutes to 30 minutes combined between the two because the issue, you're either rebooting the computer, you want to figure out what's going on. Now you start to add that up over the week, over the month, you can end up paying someone about a week or two's worth of time just in downtime, not to mention the loss in productivity. So the ability to cut that back is really important and allowing people to do what they are there to do. Whether it's medical billing, whether it's selling parts or equipment, whatever that is, you want them to do what they're doing and get into a mode, into a vibe, and be doing that, not thinking about, man, this thing is so slow. What else can I do? Let me check my phone and go on Facebook and see what Johnny's doing. Cut those kind of things out. Last thing you do, or last point of that is, when you start to delegate these things, it gives you a peace of mind. When you're no longer thinking about the problems, and your office manager's not thinking about how am I going to fix this, versus do we have enough of this in stock, or is this person doing what they're supposed to do from a productivity standpoint? Instead of delegating those responsibilities onto other people simply because they know something about computers, by having a professional come in and knock these things out in a short period of time, it gives your employees confidence, it gives you confidence and your ability to do what you are there to do. So, in summation, those are 3 reasons why you should outsource your IT. For one, you can save money right away, you have access to highly experienced personnel, and allows you to focus on your core business. If any of you have any questions about what you should do or how you should outsource your IT, whether it's me or someone else, I'm always here. CAMbusinesssolutions.com is our website. Thank you for your time.